very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, it's you and me.
Today I'm going to be talking about the negative effects video games have and why they're bad for you. A lot of people think video games are good for you, but they're not. They don't know the negative effects they have. A lot of people question, are video games really bad? Well, they are. And if you don't believe me, just look at this debate. Video games are the reason for violent and aggressive behavior. People who play more video games are more likely to have increased aggressive thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, according to a scientific study.
No. Okay. First, video games, they help you get smarter. Take Lumosity, for instance. It's an app that you play games and you get smarter. Alright? And then, second, there's Assassin's Creed that you play along and there's historic events throughout the whole game.
Yeah, video games teach you stuff, but what they're teaching you isn't good for you. In many games, you are rewarded for being more violent, and the act of violence is done repeatedly. The person playing the video game is in control of the violence. Active participation, repetition, and reward are common tools for learning behavior. By playing video games, you are learning how to behave like the video game. Playing video games can affect your health. Sitting in front of a screen for hours, hunched over as you clutch your controller, will often lead to back pain and can develop into further back and spinal issues later in life. The Pediatrics International Journal published a study and found that excessive gaming leads to increased muscle stiffness in the shoulders.
Okay, so there are some video games that get you moving, like Wii and Connect Sports and all that stuff, and PS Move.
Yeah, you're moving in those games, but the majority of video games have you sitting in front of a screen with poor posture. Video games can cause changes in physical appearance. According to Pediatrics International, school children who played excessive amounts of video games were much more likely to develop black rings in the skin under their eyes. Video games can cause seizures. Most game systems warn of a risk of seizures for those who suffer from epilepsy. There's no evidence that video games cause epilepsy. However, studies have shown a combination of stress, excitement, and fatigue combined with flashy presentation in some games can induce seizures. According to an article in Neurology and Neuropsychology, 29% of patients with epilepsy suffer video game-induced seizures.
Okay, well that's wrong. I never saw that article, so I don't believe it at all, and you're wrong.
Another point for me. Excessive video gaming can lead to obesity. The two main factors that cause obesity are high-calorie diets combined with lack of physical activity. Playing video games for hours burns very few calories, leading the body to storing the excess of fat. The more time you spend sitting around playing video games, the less likely you are to want to go outside and be active.
Playing video games doesn't make you fat. Like, look at me.
Video games aren't the only reason why someone could be overweight, but it's a big factor of it. Once you're really into a game, do you really want to stop and go outside and smell the roses? No. That's what I thought. Another point for me. Sleep deprivation can be caused by playing too much video games. With no load times or breaks between levels, 9 p.m. can turn into 3 a.m. in a flash. In 2011, a 30-year-old Chinese gamer died after gaming non-stop for 3 consecutive days, barely eating or drinking. Similar deaths have also been reported in other parts of Asia, where online gaming like League of Legends are a televised sport. Clearly, I won that debate, but let's see what people around the school have to say.
Do you think video games are bad for you?
Yes, very bad. I do not agree with them at all.
Do you agree that video games affect your brain, body, and behavior in a negative way?
Yes.
Do you think video games are bad for you?
I guess in limitation, like you have to limit yourself. You can't just spend all your time playing video games. But a little bit of video games is fine, but don't play too much.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Video games are bad for you because they are the reason for violent and aggressive behavior, can cause changes in physical appearance, can cause seizures, can lead to obesity, and can cause you to become sleep deprived. Video games are bad for you.